He may not get as much press as Barack Obama and John McCain, but Bob Barr is still the Libertarian Party's presidential candidate. What kind of impact will Barr's candidacy have on the race for the White House this fall? The candidate himself, Bob Barr, joins me now from Atlanta. Thanks for being here.
Very good, Brett. Good to be with you.
So, first of all, are you on all of the states' ballots? Do you expect to be on all 50 states' ballots?
We expect to be on almost every state ballot. We've had to sue in federal court in Oklahoma to try and get on the ballot there, and we're in the process of meeting the deadlines in all of the other states. We hope to be on at least 48, hopefully 49 perhaps. Oklahoma is the real question mark, but the Libertarian Party and I will be on the ballot virtually everywhere in the country.
Former Republican congressman from Georgia, do you feel how do you respond to the people who say you could ruin it for John McCain?
Well, I intend to do the same for Barack Obama as well. The fact of the matter is, though, when one looks at the particular votes that I'd be likely to get, they're not likely to come out of John McCain's hide. I mean, the fact of the matter is there's little reason for a big government Republican vote, which would be McCain's voters, to all of a sudden switch and go to a small government libertarian, which Bob Barr is. So that really doesn't make an awful lot of sense.
You know, I want to ask you, Congressman, about the issue of race. It reared its head this week. Take a listen to the two other candidates in this race.
His comments were clearly with the race card because of what he said. Everybody can read his remarks, and in fact, his campaign retracted those remarks. So I think it's very clear, and I was very disappointed. I was very disappointed at his comments.
I do not have the typical biography of a presidential candidate. What that means is that I'm sort of unfamiliar, and people are still trying to get a fix on who I am, where I come from, what my values are, and so forth, in a way that might not be true if I seemed more familiar.
Do you think the Obama campaign is playing the race card, and what about the issue of race this past week?
Well, I'm not sure whether either candidate is playing the race card, but clearly neither of them are dealing with the issues. They're spending all of this time arguing over the race card. They're spending all of this time arguing over a campaign advertisement, and nobody's talking about some of the issues that really ought to be on the agenda. For example, just the other day, President Bush signed a massive housing bailout bill that both of these senators supported, and nobody's talking about the potential $300 billion liability that the U.S. taxpayers might get saddled with. These are the issues that are important, not whether somebody's ad makes an improper implication about somebody else.
And last thing, how do you plan to get votes before November?
First of all, to complete our ballot access drive so that we're on the ballot everywhere in the country that we can be. Secondly, to continue doing what we're doing, and that is reaching out to grassroots America with the message, a substantive message that neither of the two major party candidates are delivering. That is smaller government, more individual liberty. Whether it's talking about the $400 million a day that we're still spending over in Iraq, the $300 billion housing bailout for the American taxpayers, or any number of other issues that they won't talk about, I and the Libertarian Party are talking about them, and people are responding.
Libertarian presidential candidate Bob Barr, thank you, sir, for being here.
My pleasure, Brett.